Amazonia. Principle 2. Restoration of sovereignty, constitutionality, legality. Restoration, Republic of constitutionality. Law enforcement versus lawlessness, nationality. Puts people first. No politicizing or grandstanding. Well poised in position to deliver. Amazonia, rising to fall no more. Truth, freedom, and justice for all.
Paparizé, Limbisa, 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 Jamorne, Limbisa, Jambila, Limbisa, Lingwanzama, 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 Mabiyule. Ibichingi, 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 Bana Suisse, Bugamapeka, 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 Limbisa, Limbisa, Jamorne, Limbisa, Shelia Wendo, Limbisa, Lingwanzama, Lingwanzama, Banabi. Anje mulunge, Anje mulunge, Anje mulunge, Atani mama, Anje mulunge, Anje mulunge.
Wonder my bone. Wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Oh, big wonder my bone day. Oh, wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Big wonder my bone day. Oh, big wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Wonder my bone day. Ah! Papa, no one has said so. And all the leaders of the embassy are going to get for prison. Let us see what happens. We don't go tire. For some years we talk about Boya. But now with the push, close to that side of the mountain, the White House, the presidency for Southern Cameroon. Boya. When you get some focus, all the leaders they made a focus. Now when I know what people want to do, don't bring me for back. When they born at before, not the born at back. Wonder my bone day. 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 Oh, wonder my bone day. My Lord Jesus is so good. Oh, my Lord Jesus is so good. Hey! May God bless you. Mama Arinda. Oh, when I stand strong. May God bless you. We are in the war. Even I could get many challenges. Some people don't want to fight me. When I put on myself, I will focus. Until I'm going to be free. sister, see myself. Hey, I know they look like you talk to them. Oh my brothers, oh my brothers. You can't enjoy yourself and know who will be declared away. Looking for focus. Come to this prayer. They say the church of God. Hey, the to the last person who will there for talk. The Lord will not do that. Hey, we go this prayer. We go this prayer. If you believe with me, say one day. God will open that door for that place when I will come out. Now see my child. Come back in the top.
Carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land. I say, we want to know the land. want to know on the land. Mozambique want to know on the land. Namibia want to know on the land. I say, Somalia want to know on the land. Zimbabwe want to know on the land. African freedom fighters want to know on the land. Papa Slam. Now listen to the history. With the years since creation. With the years since creation. What a love. Since the time of sun and sand. Since the time of moon and stars. Since the time of air and sea. Since the time of men and things. We must run from faith to guide. Oh, I said, must rule our purpose land. Purpose land. Oh, okay now I want to talk to my people. Iradanila, oh, I will love. Yeah, Iradanila, oh, I will love. Now we are the crossroad. On the Femo, Dambila. Bill Sarova Danita. On the Femo, Dambila. Opalimu Yagura Baba. Yeah, Opalimu Jasu Yaraka. Yeah, Opalimu Tizanya Vetonye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Amber ABC Television, coming to you from the great state of Texas. Houston, Texas. Is always a privilege to come to you to bring you updates on the Amazonian struggle for liberation, or call it liberation struggle. I want to welcome all of you who are joining from Ground Zero, Ground One, and of course all of you everywhere else in the diaspora, in Canada, in continental USA, in all of Africa, and the European Union and Great Britain. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you tuning in by way of the social media, please, as usual, I ask you to please let us quickly go ahead to hit the share button to populate this platform, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here referring to the Facebook platform. So go ahead and let us quickly populate the platform. Those of you joining by way of Facebook, the moment I have 700 on Facebook, I will bring you this presentation proper. But please, let us quickly hit the share button. Let those who do not know I am here, let them join the broadcast. And it's a wonderful day to be alive and to know what is going on. When I come to you every day, I like to bring you good news, and of course it is good news that I bring to you today. They say no good news is good news, but I can assure you I bring you good news every time I show up here. And I want those watching from Ground Zero, our restoration forces. I see Gabonese joining this broadcast. Gabonese, good to see you, sir, and every restoration fighter back on Ground Zero joining the broadcast. Thank you so very much for your service. Thank you for putting your lives on the line to defend Ambazonia, to defend our country, to defend our territory, to defend our people, most especially those of you out there who are paying respect to every civilian. The restoration forces who have taken it upon themselves to make sure that every civilian on ground zero is protected. Please, we thank you, we appreciate you, and we want you to keep that on. And for those who are still out there harassing civilians, we ask you to please reconsider if indeed you are a restoration fighter, to consider that the people you harass, you attack, you kidnap, you take ransoms from, they are people you ought to be protecting. That we urge you to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you on Facebook, hit your share button quickly. I promise to be right back. I promise to be right back. Right, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have very, very exciting subjects to talk about. I brought you the interview yesterday with Dr. Stella Emmanuel. I wasn't able to get into the rest of the broadcast that I was supposed to bring to you yesterday. But today we have a full hour to bring you news updates as per what is going on on ground zero, on ground one, and with the struggle entirely. That is why I am here today. So much is going on the ground, and we need to put some light to it. I'm talking about the meeting of the bishops and the imams in Douala last week in their resolve, so-called, to support UNDP carry out reconstruction, in spite of our objections to that reconstruction. We're going to be talking about that. We also will be talking about the colonial governor's visit to Nigeria, to Calabar, precisely, to the refugee camp. We learned that that governor will be visiting the refugee camp in Nigeria. We are going to pass a very, very strong message in regards to that visit to Nigeria by Okalia Bilai. So stay tuned for that. We will also be talking about ghost towns of yesterday. It was hot in Kumba. And our boys in Kumba demonstrated to the colonial officers that they have a handle, not the colonialists, but restorationists have a handle over Kumba. We're going to be talking about that, and also we will be talking about the killings that we have been seeing, the recent split in the extrajudicial killings that we see La République du Cameroon carrying out from Kondenge to Bamenda. We see killings, people are killed and dumped under culverts on major roads in Queen Bamenda. In Bafut, we are told that the governor instructed civilians be killed and be dumped in the rivers. We have seen those photographs. We have also seen the chaining to death of our comrades in Kondenge. We will be talking about that. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, quickly hit your share button. Quickly hit your share button so that I can come to you with this presentation. I will be joined with a panel of two to discuss this. So please, you want me to get into this quickly, go ahead. For those of you on the Facebook, hit your share button. Hit your share button. Thank you. God bless you. I will be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Please go ahead and hit your share button again. We are over 400, over 400. I will wait until you give me 700 people. 700 people. And I guess some people are complaining that the sound quality is not good. It looks good here. Let me know if you can hear me good enough. Let me know you can hear me good enough. At my end, the sound quality is just okay. Now, while I wait on you to go ahead and hit your share button and let us grow the Facebook viewership, I want to remind you of the ABC Amber World Drive, ABC Amber World Drive that is coming up on August the 30th. August the 30th. Please, we know we have a lot of fans out there, lots and lots and lots of ABC fans out there, both in the USA, in Europe, and all over Africa, because we know we have received lots of feedbacks from other African countries. I'm talking about Kenya. In fact, in Kenya, we have a team of senior citizens in Kenya, and they are Kenyans who have supported and continue to support ABC. In fact, they have also drafted for all of our counties. That is how popular ABC is out there in Kenya. We know they are in Sierra Leone, in Liberia, in Gabon, in Congo Democratic Republic, and in Congo, what is the other Congo? Congo Brazzaville, yes, Congo Brazzaville, of course, not to talk of Nigeria, so many other countries out there, Angola, Guinea, Mali. We have received feedbacks from all of these places. Of course, there are so many out there that we still haven't received feedbacks, but we know that ABC is coming into every home that has a satellite feed in Africa. So please, this week, later this month, August the 30th, is ABC Draft Day. ABC Draft Day. We want to appeal to everyone out there. ABC is a not-for-profit NGO organization, and we operate this television on the goodwill donations of people like you watching from your homes. We operate this television from goodwill donations from people like you. And whatever amount that you can donate to ABC, I can assure you will go a long way to support the station to remain afloat. We are looking forward. We are setting up a channel, ladies and gentlemen, that will be the most Pan-Africanist inclined TV channel. We want to get to the point where African news is reported by Africans. African news reported by Africans, not the Al Jazeeras, not the CNNs, not the BBCs that twist whatever comes out of Africa. They never ever report anything positive about Africa. Think about Dr. Stella Emmanuel that I brought on here yesterday. If Dr. Emmanuel was not an African, I guess she will be all over Al Jazeera. She will be all over the BBC, the CNNs of the world. But perhaps because she is African, they won't dare go close to her, to talk to her, to interview her, to ask for even the evidence of the stuff she's putting out there. We have to start telling our own stories. If Africa has to be Africa, if Africa has to change, Africans have to start telling their own story. Now you realize, even when they give you Facebook, even when they give you YouTube, you put anything there that doesn't suit their interest, they bring it down. By 5 minutes after the interview with Dr. Stella yesterday, YouTube brought it down, Facebook brought it down, and nobody else could see it. The same thing with other interviews she's done. They were all brought down by Facebook, brought down by YouTube. Africans have to start serving Africans, ladies and gentlemen. So we are building a network in ABC that will take care of every African development, political, social issues. And that is why we are appealing to you, coming to you, appealing to you to support ABC. Also, we have announced that beginning end of this month, we are putting together the ABC News Unit. The ABC News Unit will be reporting news on a daily basis. And we are not reporting only Ambazonia, we are reporting Ambazonia, reporting Africa, and reporting the world. And it takes money, ladies and gentlemen, to do this. It takes a lot of money. We are not using volunteers to run the news team because we need dedication and commitment. So that is why we are hiring professional presenters and paying for reports from all over Africa into ABC so that we can bring you trustworthy, dependable news. So please, we ask for your support. We ask for your draft. We ask for your donations. In fact, right now you can go on the website abcambertv.org to click on the donation button to make your donation right away. Beginning the 23rd of this month, that is about a week from today, we're going to be having a long week telethon. We're going to be having a week's telethon to appeal to you to support ABC through your donations. But you can donate right now. You can go to the website abcambertv.org to click on the donation button or become a member of ABC Club. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to appreciate the members of the club out there. If ABC is surviving today, it is because of the club members out there who are chipping in their widow's mite every month to make sure we can pay the satellite and to make sure that we can pay the equipment that we use in here. And of course, we have since moved to a more professional setting. In the days ahead, we are going to expose to you the new ABC studios so you can see we are doing really, really good here. There is progress here, ladies and gentlemen. So please, my appeal to you is to join us these coming days. Let us fund ABC and make ABC that network news channel for Africa that reports Africa and reports the Amazonian revolution. Of course, we shall be reporting every other revolution in Africa. We see, for instance, the Ivorians are protesting the change of the constitution by their president running for a third term when their constitution says the leader can only run for 2 terms. The guy in Ivory Coast, they call him Ouattara, has now made up his mind to run again, What is wrong with us Africans? Why? We claim intelligence, we claim education, we travel the globe. I mean, our leaders travel the globe and they learn nothing. Why can people take over power, rule for their term and hand over, step down, give the chance to someone else to do the job? That is why ABC is here anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, I see these numbers are growing very, very slowly. I don't know what is happening to our Facebook page all these days. Something is not right. First, lots of people have complained that they are blocked. We have not blocked anybody. And the funniest thing is that we go to the back room to check who is blocked. We don't see anybody that is blocked. In fact, the people that say they are blocked, we go check on their names. They are not blocked. So it appears that we are being hacked, and expect a new ABC Facebook page in the coming days. We have to do that. Somebody, I believe very strongly that we are being hacked, and we're going to work on that. Ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for tuning in. Ghost Town yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, in Kumba was it was strange in the sense that the colonial officers in Kumba have been threatening. They have been threatening to shut down Ghost Town in that city. The last week they went to the main market in Kumba, locked the stores, shut the stores down, and made traders to come to their offices to pay, I think, the sum of 25,000 CFA francs to be able to open those shops. We had lots and lots of phone calls and messages from the Kumba traders who called us and said, Secretary Chris, we don't know what to do if the restoration forces do not intervene. The traders said, we are very much with you. We stand with the interim government. We want to respect these ghost towns. But there is pressure on us. We are being forced to get to the shops by the colonial officers. They are shutting down our shops and trying to get us into the market. And last weekend they called me and said, Secretary Chris, Monday is the next day. If you guys don't do something, we will be forced to go into the shops and open our shops because these guys carry guns. And I said to them, not to be worried that we're going to do something. Yesterday, ghost towns in Kumba, the colonial officers went into the market, Kumba market alone, and started shutting down shops. Went to Fiango market and they were trying to do the same. Unfortunately, it was not to be. Our boys came in, and it was by the grace of God that those military officers, they all survived. In fact, I learned that the military officers with guns in their hands ran more than the civilians. They took off and they ran, escaped with their lives more than the civilians. And the traders called back and said, Secretary Chris, thank you very, very much. And you know, as if I was the one pursuing those colonial officers. But that is what happened. The restoration forces inside Kumba demonstrated whether be it day or night, they are able to chase out those colonial officers from that market. Today, ladies and gentlemen, again, today, Tuesday, the colonial officers went up to Fiango market, and we also began to shut down shops. And behold, the restoration forces showed up again, and they all left. They all disappeared. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the defense, the kind of defense we are talking about. I want to thank every restoration fighter inside Kumba. You did exactly what you are expected to do, and every restoration force, be you in the northern zone, in the southern zone, these are the kinds of actions we expect from you. Our people cannot continue to be tormented by French Cameroon colonial officers on challenge, be it at night or during the day. They must be challenged. Until they are challenged, that is when they will understand we have control. We have a handle upon our territory. So thank you, restoration forces in Kumba. Now, to the traders in Kumba, we have learned of what the Igbos traders are trying to do. The Igbo traders in Kumba, listen to me carefully. You betray this revolution, you will go back to Nigeria. You will go back to Nigeria. We don't want that to happen. We love you. We care about you. We want to protect you. But if you put yourself on the line to betray this revolution, to be an enabler or a blackleg, you will pay for it, and you will pay dearly. You have your investments in that town. You have your shops in Kumba, in all of Ambazonia. Do not make the mistake to meddle into this struggle. You will regret it. Don't do it. All right. But to the Kumba traders, we say to you, we want you people to realize that you can start working together. If they shut down 1% shop, all the shops in the market should be shut down. If 1% shop going forward is shut down, we want all the shops inside that market, Fiango, Kumba, Bamenda, Victoria, anywhere where they come to shut down your shops. Every other shop in the market should act in fraternity by shutting down and refusing to open until every other shop is open. It is not your fault that we declared ghost towns. It is not your fault that French Cameroon declared war on us. Instead of trying to look for a solution to end the war, they are forcing you to shut down your business. It is not your fault. We want you guys to collaborate. Any man's shop that is shut down in the market, be it in Center Town, Kumbai, in Fiango, or anywhere in Ambazonia, all the shops should fraternize and remain shut down. It is very, very, very important that we do this in support of one another during this time of the revolution. And we know that the colonial officers have been doing everything, ladies and gentlemen, to shut down this ghost town. We have to demonstrate to them that we run Ambazonia, we manage Ambazonia, and that we are not pandering. We are not pandering by any means to the buffoonery that they carry out every week in the name of shutting down shops. We must tell them by demonstrating solidarity that we own Ambazonia. Of course, let me talk about this Brazzers thing that we see happening all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. Brasserie products, we have banned every form of brasseries product in Ambazonia. And we see what the Red Dragons did in Libialem the other day. They demonstrated the example as it was a few weeks ago, upstation Bamenda. We do not want a single bottle of brasseries products entering Ambazonia. We have banned it, and any trader selling brasseries products in Ambazonia, you will have yourself to blame. You will have yourself to blame. There is a particular bar in Bamenda. I think that bar is in Small Mancon, I was told. The name is going off my mind. That bar is in the habit of violating every ghost town norm. And they are the ones patronizing brasseries products in the city of Bamenda. I've forgotten the name. It's called PB or P bread. That bar is called Pea Bread or something like that. I think it's somewhere in Small Mancon, if I am not wrong, but the name is Pea Bread, as I was told. This is the bar that is in the habit of patronizing brasserie's product in the city of Bamenda. We have learned also that today, about 3 trucks of brasserie's drinks entered Kumba. I hope that the restoration forces in Kumba are taking note. And by the way, I do not understand how those 3 trucks can leave Boya and travel between Boya to Kumba successfully. Those things should be intercepted along the way between Munya, Ekona, Muyuka, Balangi, and so on, before they get into Kumba. That's the easiest way to do it. No single drink should continue to enter Kumba. We have stopped the CDC. We have stopped Sonora. We have stopped Roba. We have stopped Timber. Why are we allowing brasseries entering our territory? Any trader who is patronizing brasserie, you are at risk. And I warn you, you have to stop it, ladies and gentlemen. You got to stop that. All right, I will bring in my guests at this moment. We will bring you all we will continue in the line of these discussions while we get into other subjects of the day. Today, I am joined by 2 top security chiefs in the Ambazonia, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined from London by Chief Dieudonné Fombat, joining me from the city of London. Fombat, a pleasure having you today, sir.
It's my pleasure, Secretary Chris, coming again on ABC Amba TV. Good evening, good afternoon to fellow Ambazonian and the world at large. Thank you very much, Secretary Chris.
Okay, thank you, Chief. And I'm also joined, ladies and gentlemen, by what is the name? I'm lost here. I'm also joined by our Chief of Defense, Secretary of Defense, here at the interim government. I am talking about the one and only Bishop John Igiawan. Bishop John, welcome to the show, ABC, sir.
Thank you very much, Secretary Chris. Greetings to all the Ambazonian people that are watching right now, and to everyone both in the diaspora and on Ground Zero. God bless you all.
All right. Thank you. Bishop John, you have listened to my talking points there. There is so much that is going on Ground Zero. Fombat also happened to be in the very good position to tell us what is going on specifically in Fako. And talking about Fako, we saw something happened in Victoria yesterday. It amazes me. Now, you guys stay tuned and take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this image here. Take a look at this image here, please. Take a look.
This is Victoria Mass Destruction Squad. We are in the base alongside Supreme Commander, the Diaspora Commission, the Swiss community, international community. These are the enablers of Ambazonians working in alliance with La République du Cameroon. Yeah, we can see them. Mr. Fombat, here is one of them. They will introduce themselves. Yeah, Mr. Man, what is your name?
My name is Christopher Nibani, Commander.
Where are you coming from?
Coming from Boya.
How did you find yourself there?
I'm an electrical contractor, so I came there to look for an electrical work. So I never knew there was a conflict between the Ambazonia and the company. So I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
You were caught by the Ambazonians?
Yes, I was.
So you were a victim of circumstance also?
Yes, I was a victim.
You have some millions in your bag?
No, I have some money, but not up to $1 million.
How much did you have?
It was 130,000 francs.
130,000 francs.
Yes.
Since you came to this place in the hands of the restoration forces of Ambazonian, what have they done to you?
No, they have kept me where they have not done anything to me. They give me food, they give me water.
Have they tortured you?
No, they have not touched me.
Are you hurt in any way?
No, not in any way.
How are you? How are you feeling? Are you fine?
No, I'm very fine by head-wise. I'm okay.
Okay, so what do you think? What is your message to the international community and those watching, those that will be seeing your video for the first time, and maybe they will have to listen something from you? Say something to the international community.
So I just want to seize this opportunity to say I'm very sorry for the situation that came and find myself, that I was not aware. So I just want to say I'm deeply sorry. I think it will never happen again.
What is your advice to the La Republic government that have invaded in our land?
So I'm advising all the people around and those out that we should respect and keep the law of the Amazonian.
Your message to La Republic government, sir?
That we are there for not for.
Say something, don't chew your words. Remember, you are in public.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
That this is our land and we don't want that you should trespass there.
You should trespass. Okay. Yeah. Secondly, we have somebody. I don't know his name. You introduce himself. What do you call, sir?
I'm called Simon Moki.
Please hire a tune.
I'm called Simon Moki.
Simon Moki.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you find yourself here?
I find myself here. Okay. I come here with a friend, so I'm very sorry. I did not know that I was about to be of this shock.
You remember you are a Bakoyan also?
Yes, I'm a Bakoyan.
And Bakoyans are noted not to be respecters of our struggle. Are you aware?
Yes,
So, what do you think we can do to you that now that we've taken you in place of the chief? Because you said you are a family member to the chief, not so? You are a friend to the chief, so close to him. So what can we do to Bakure people, and what is your advice to Bakure people?
My advice to the Bakure people is that they should respect the laws given by the Ambazonian force, especially to respect the ghost town.
Ambazonian forces do not control Ambazonian land. We have Ambazonian interim government in place, and the forces are there to enforce the law and order of the government. What do you think? Okay, he's out of speech. Next person, the business manager of chief. What is the chief? What is his name, sir?
His name is Chief Molua Samuel.
Chief Molua Samuel. And how are you called?
Babu Kennedy.
Please,
Babu
louder.
Kennedy.
Where are you coming from?
Manfi.
Coming from Manfi. So how did you find yourself there?
I am a middleman. I do look for customers to sell properties.
That is land property, not so?
Land, yeah, even building.
Even buildings. So
Only for him. I work. I do money
all the times, Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
So now you are in the hands of the restoration forces of Victoria. What do you think the forces can do to you now that you find yourself and you are a victim?
Yeah, I'm a victim. I know I went against the institution. Why? Because I know everything is not okay at the moment. So normally I don't have to go to work, or I don't have to go looking for customers. So I'm very sorry for what I did. I'm really sorry. I apologize for what I did.
All right. What you all were watching there, ladies and gentlemen, were boys picked up what we call black legs picked up in Victoria. Now, what is standing there is the very act itself. The people behind, not in front of that camera, the people behind that camera, the people conducting that interview, the people who picked up those enablers behind those cameras. We have not heard of a team like this operating inside Victoria. Fombat, you are here and you are the chief for FACO, the security chief for FACO. Tell us a little bit about what we see there. It appears we have some good young men, courageous young men inside Victoria right now, sir.
Yes, Secretary Chris, am I heard?
Yes.
So yeah, it's not everything that is happening in FACO that we want to put out there. There's a lot that is happening behind closed doors, and that is strictly under our control and command. So there's a lot that is going on, and we are gradually managing the affairs. So these young men, I spoke to them. I think I spoke to those in their keeping as well before they were released. One thing I want to tell these people, to the Ambazonian, especially those on ground zero, because a lot of them have indulged themselves into this land business. They are selling a lot of our land in Ambazonian to French Cameroon citizens. So this is something that we are struggling.
Hold on there. Are you saying those guys we saw there were land agents?
They are land agents. That is very correct. They are all land agents. So they came out to sell lands. So those boys, they were tipped off that there are people coming around to sell lands, and they were tipped off by the same civilians in that same community who are not happy with the fact that our chiefs are selling their lands to French Cameroon citizens. So they tipped those boys, and that's how those 4 individuals were arrested.
So all those 4 individuals were agents used by the chiefs in Victoria or in FACO to sell lands to the Francophones.
You are very correct. You are very correct. And exactly that is what is going on across FACO. So we are gradually working on that, and gradually we'll bring all of them to book. And one funny thing is that these chiefs, they stay behind and they send young men like that outside. And at the end, when they are arrested, the chiefs, they don't show up. So they put the lives of those young men at risk. They don't care. The only thing they care is their money, how much they get out of the business. So it's an illegal business. No one is allowed to deal with lands, especially lands that is in our territory. No one, even you are a chief, no one is allowed to be buying or selling lands at this moment of war. That is a message that our people on ground zero need to know.
But let's talk about those boys behind the cameras, our restoration forces who picked those guys up. It is very, very interesting because it seems for the first time we have permanent forces inside Victoria.
We have always had forces inside Victoria. I think that is not, it is somewhere around Victoria, not actually inside Victoria. We have always had permanent forces around that locality, even inside Victoria, but due to the evolution of the revolution, the evolution of the war, some strategies need to be worked out, and gradually, a lot of things happened in the past. Ambazonians know very well that in the past, in 2017, 2018, into 2019, all of that area was a no-go zone. So a lot of dynamics happen, and gradually we are trying to re-strategize and see how we can work better around that locality.
Now, Ghost Town yesterday in Victoria, I don't know whether that was, those pictures I saw were coming from my 4. They appear to look like my 4, but Ghost Town, it appears, I mean, was effective in Victoria yesterday. Tell me, what do you know?
Yeah, that was not my 4. That was Victoria, the heart of Victoria itself. So ghost towns were effective. I think our ghost fighters, they entered until they did something. I think you must have heard of this Victoria, I don't want to call that name Limbe. You know, it ex me. I hate that name Limbe. So the Victoria ghost fighters, they did an action somewhere around the Limbe Council. The Victoria, let me just call it colonial name, Limbe Council.
Yeah.
Where some caterpillars and some vehicles were burned down. I think that was even widely reported by Equinox TV, and they said they got the images. So when they said they got the images, we didn't bother to put out those images because Equinox TV is not a propagandist outlook. So when Equinox TV reported, I think that tension, our people really want to respect this ghost town. So they want an avenue where they can sit at home. So we are trying to make sure that we give them that avenue to respect the ghost town. But the sad thing is, some of them are also looking for an avenue where they can go out on the guys that, oh, we are intimidated, we are scared that they are closing our shops and things like that. So one thing I have analyzed is that anyone that says that they are scared of being intimidated by the genocidal regime of Cameroon and opens their shop is an enabler. It's somebody that was looking for an avenue to go and open their shop. Because just as you said, if one shop is closed, I think our people need to start working in solidarity with each other. All business owners, business units, they need to be in solidarity with one another. Because as far as this war is concerned, there will be no compromise. No one will come up and give us flimsy excuses on the basis that I am being intimidated. The question I keep asking myself, if you are being intimidated, what happens to the 30,000+ people that have been killed by French Cameroon? What happened to our brothers and sisters that are languishing in jail and other places? What happened to the more than 20 to 30 to even 100,000 refugees that we have all over the world, especially in Nigeria, that can barely get something to eat? So what happened to those families that have lost virtually everything? Everything they have worked for their entire life is gone. So somebody comes up and says that I am being intimidated because the mayor or the colonial deal or the unelected mayor is out there with his forces closing down shops. Let them close down those shops. If you fall that intimidation, I'm telling you, and I want to bet our people that we are very, very categorical and we will say it as it is, because we are saying on the blood of our people. We are saying it because we have no turning back. That country, we must get it. So if you come out on the guys that are being intimidated, I'm telling you, you will finally lose the whole shop, not even closing the shop. You will lose the whole shop. It's either you lose it into the hands of La Republique or you lose it into the hands of the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. Thank you
Bishop
very much.
John, the people of Kumba, the traders in Kumba are very, very excited with the show that the Restoration Forces put out yesterday and today in Kumba. Can this action repeat itself in every town where traders are trading? Because these colonial officers, they know if shops are open on Mondays, then life returns to normal in Ambazonia. Can other traders across Ambazonia sit there comforted, knowing that if they are attacked, the restoration forces will show up swiftly, as they did in Kumba yesterday and today? You are the defense minister, sir.
Secretary Chris, yes, it will repeat itself. I want to tell you something. You know, sometimes some months ago, I appeared here on your television, and I told the Ambazonian people that silence is not inaction. Silence is not inaction. You know, people think that when something is not happening, the Ambazonia Restoration Forces are dead. No, they are not dead. Said Chris, we are fighting a war that was brought on us. We were surprised. And now you see how our restoration forces are evolving. They are becoming very creative. We are all strategizing and working. So, Secretary Chris, it is only going to get better with the restoration forces. Don't mind those things that La Republique is doing, carrying all those their terrorists and going around our country, thinking that they are fulfilling the orders of their master. It will be like this, and it will only get worse. Anybody who is disobeying Ghost Town, anybody who is bringing Brazzari's drink, anybody who is disobeying the laws of Ambazonia will have themselves to blame. It is only going to get worse to these people. We have been very gracious, we have been very merciful, we have been very kind, we have been very patient, but patience is going to run out. And anybody who is violating the rules of the Ambazonia Restoration Forces or the rules of this interim government will have themselves to blame, Secretary Chris.
As you saw there in your background, the images running, the footage running, that was in Lebialem. What we see on fire there are crates of brasseries products being burned in two Hilux trucks in Lebialem. What lessons? What lessons? Because I think what we see here on fire, those trucks belonging to traders, not to brasseries, and the drinks, of course, belonging to traders. I was told 2 days ago that when you pick up those drinks, I'm talking about those big trucks, those 10 tons or 20 tons trucks, when they pick up those drinks, everything is in their hands. If the drinks, if the truck is set on fire, it destroyed, it is the owner of the truck who takes responsibility and still has to pay brasseries for the destruction. So what message would you give to traders who are still going for this drink? It is very rampant. We learn in Kumba, in Bamenda. You have a message for them, sir?
Yes, I have a message for them. The devil doesn't give you any gift. The devil is a thief, and he only comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. La République du Cameroon and all their enterprises are thieves, they are killers, and they are destructive. If La République entice you with money into anything, know that you can take that money, but you will lose everything, and you will even lose your life. Look now, that man has lost his truck, he has lost his capital, and that's money that La République is not going to give him. How will he account for this? And of course, he has lost his reputation with the people of Ambazonia. Let me tell you, anybody who is siding with La République right now, let me tell you that we are going to have Ambazonia, and all those black legs, all those traitors, they are going to account for. How do you want to be remembered in the future? That when we were in this struggle for our independence, the struggle for our freedom, you were busy making deals with the terrorists, you were busy making deals with the invader. How will you be remembered in Ambazonia? Let me tell you, Ambazonia people, my advice to you, we will have Ambazonia, we will be in Boya. I don't want you to be on the wrong side because of greed for money, because of impatience, because you want to make money. You are taking advantage of this situation to make money, and you want to disobey our Ambazonia restoration forces. You will blame yourself, and history will remember you for a traitor and a black leg, and your family will disown you. Some families will even change their name. There are some children who will change their names because of their father, because we will shame every family, we will shame every individual who is taking part with La République to destroy our struggle, or to stand in the way of this struggle for our independence.
Yeah, let us talk about something else that we saw at the weekend. We saw the death of this pastor, in Batibo. I'd like you guys to take a moment, listen to what this pastor had to say in a video that he had made. I guess it was a few months before he was killed. Now, I am putting this video here. I am putting this video here so that those who take decisions, those who make policy should know that when we say this action, his killing didn't occur in the hands of our restoration forces, people who write reports, I am talking to the human rights groups of the world, Human Rights Watch of the world, Amnesty International, and all those international media, let them understand when we say this man did not die in the hands of our restoration forces, we mean it. I have seen a tweet on the social media coming from Human Rights Watch by this lady, Ilaria, suggesting that the separatists, as they call it, are covering up each time that Ambazonian forces carry out something that is not very constructive. But I want to say very, very strongly that in this case, when you listen to this Pastor Christopher, forgetting the other name in Batibo, who was killed, picked up from his home alone, and then shot shot to death. That did not happen in the hands of Ambazonia Restoration Forces. If you listen to him carefully in what he is saying here, he is not by any means indicting the restoration forces in Batibo, in Guzang, or in Momo. He is rather indicting La République du Cameroon soldiers. Please listen to this.
My name is Pastor Tanjo Christopher Fon. I'm one of the translators for the Mogamo Bible Translation and Literacy Project. We came here because working in our community is not quite easy these days because of the crisis that is going on in Cameroon, especially the West Cameroon part. What I've experienced personally during this crisis that started in November 2016 is that people have to run away from the community because of their life. They fear losing their life because the Cameroon military, we don't understand their mode of operation. There are times that people are killed because they said they were found where they could not present their identification paper. There are times people are killed when they even had the identification papers on, but the military had their own reason for shooting them down. Another time we were trying to go to Boya, and the military of Cameroon, they stopped us around the My 18 from Mampe town. That is a portion where the road crosses River Manyo. And these military guys, they told us that these are live bullets that were going to shoot people. So I was wondering, what did we do to them that they plan to shoot at us? I remember Remenya, who is the pastor of Presbyterian Church Ambo. He's the IC chairman of the Moamo project. Right now, he's living with Wumugi, another locality in Batibu subdivision, just because, one, the Cameroon military took over his church house. They are just living inside the house, and he could not hold services normally. Then most of the Christians in Ambo have evacuated because of the gun battle between the Cameroon military and the Amba boys. One day at home, my family, they were trying to process palm oil. A neighbor told us that they have been hinted that the Cameroon military are coming from the direction of Awam. Not long after that, we heard the sound of cars coming, and the people left the front yard. I entered the parlor and I was looking out through the window and I was praying. I saw a military pickup with another military truck coming behind, full of soldiers. They passed above my home. They went to the neighborhood, and after a short while we heard gunshots from that direction. At that moment I was wondering, where could I carry my family and go to? We prayed, and finally they came out, and later on the owners of that home said they came to the home, ransacked the home, tormented a nursing mother, was searching for things they didn't know, and after that they left. And there are many stories that can come up about how the military, they loot people's things, they seize people's things, they arrest young people. So many of the young people have run away. Some of our literacy teachers can no more teach again because parents are not allowing their children to go out because they don't know what a child can do, and they'll be carried away. So we thank God that we are still persevering, and some days we trek to the office, some days we work at home, some days we have to stop work because life is no more normal. We don't have good road network in Batibu, but the main means of movement is the motorbike. And now that the government bans circulation of motorbikes in Batibu, so most of the time we have to go on foot. And most of the time now, there are some days that nobody is allowed to even go out of the house. If you are found on the streets are just empty, and when the military gets you, you are either beaten, you are either arrested and just taken and tormented. So we are just praying that any person who have a heart for peace, a heart for God, should join us to pray that let there be a peaceful and
Bishop John and Chief Fombert, when you listen to this humanitarian worker who was killed last week, we believe, by French Cameroon soldiers, not Ambazonia Restoration soldiers, when you listen to him in that statement he is making there, he uses the word Cameroon military or the military again and again and again and again. He says the military will pick you and detain you or can shoot you for simply not having an ID card. At a point, he says the military went into a pastor's church and confiscated it and began to use it for an hour. He continues again and again saying the military, the military, the military. He is essentially indicting the military. Why would anybody think that Ambazonia Restoration Forces killed this man who is on video indicting the French Cameroon military? Bishop Egiawan, you've written something about that.
Yes, Secretary Chris, I have this to say. The Human Rights Watch, I strongly believe they are in the payroll of La Republique. They are one of those organizations that have been lobbied by this crooked regime of Cameroon. And every time when the La Republique soldiers commit all the atrocities that they are doing every day, you don't hear Human Rights Watch. But anytime you see something that happened, it appears that it was the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. That's when you see Hilaria come out and make a statement, or they produce something out blaming the victim. Which kind of situation, which kind of human rights organization that is blaming the person that is being prosecuted or the person that is being tormented? Which kind of human rights organization blames the victim rather than blaming the perpetrator? This is a shame. Secretary Chris, I think that La Republique wanted this man gone. They wanted this pastor dead because this pastor has indicted them. He has done a video that is worldwide, is evidence, and all what he was saying is true. They wanted this man to be killed. So I don't know what Human Rights Watch is saying. I want to tell Human Rights Watch that they should repent. They should change. In fact, it is a disgrace that a human rights organization will continuously blame the victim instead of blaming the government that has killed over 20,000 people in Ambazonia, has burned over 400 villages, and continue to rape women and destroy things, and they don't blame this government. You don't hear them come out to blame the government, but every time they want to look for an opportunity to blame the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. It is a shame to organizations like this.
And Bishop John, is not only a shame. I think Human Rights Watch understand that this is not the first humanitarian worker who has been killed in Ambazonia, not by Ambazonian Restoration Forces, but by French Cameroon forces. We remember the American missionary who was killed, I think, was it in Bambui or Bambili? Then we also have an OCHA volunteer who was killed, I think that was around Banso area or something like that. This is not the first humanitarian worker shot down by French Cameroon forces. There is a pedigree here, and if those Human Rights Watch reporters will continue to indict Ambazonia Restoration Forces, I will agree with you. I will agree with you that indeed they are in the pay pocket of French Cameroon, because throughout this war, Ambazonian forces have not attacked humanitarian workers. Maybe, I don't know the case in Moyoka, I'm not very sure about what happened there, but at least there is a pedigree here that in Kumbo, that in Bambui, and then in Batibo, of course, we had a Ghanaian pastor shot to death in Batibo with his wife, also the doctor with his wife in Batibo by French Cameroon soldiers. It's very shameful, the kind of work that Human Rights Watch does out there.
Secretary Chris, let me tell you, I get reports, hundreds of reports on what the Cameroon military is doing to the humanitarian community, chasing them, intimidating them, and asking to take things from them. I get those reports, but Human Rights Watch will not say anything like this. These people have been bribed. In fact, these people are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. So anybody who is listening to Human Rights Watch is getting the false report. They are not on the ground doing this job. I don't know who is sending them the report. They just get their report from La Republique du Cameroon and they publish it. This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace to the international community. For an organization with such a reputation to blame the victim, to continuously blame the victim and continually find an effort to blame the victim and exonerate a terrorist, a genocidal government. This is a shame. Ilara, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Chief Humbert, you want to come in there, please?
Yeah.
You have a word.
Ella wanted to talk, but I didn't get the opportunity to talk.
Yeah, go ahead, go on.
When you mentioned Brazzaville, I think our people, they know, just like I would say, it's not everything that will come out and put out, but we are talking, and our people know. I think Libya Lem, the Red Dragons, they are doing a great job. In short, I dove my hat off for the defenders of our territory, defenders of freedom, and the restoration forces, and any genuine self-defense unit on ground zero. I think we need to match up and avoid and take away and push back this opium that French Cameroon is sending in to poison our people. So let us go now to the humanitarian worker that was killed. We have heard his testimony. That is live. It is not a reported speech by a third party. I think that came out live from his mouth. But my question here is, Ambazonians, are we doing our homework? We know that these humanitarian organizations, a lot of them have been bribed. Ask us, what homework do we have to do? How many of us are on Twitter? How many of us, some of these images, they come in and they deliberate on WhatsApp forums, and that is it. The next day is gone. They look for another chapter and bring on WhatsApp forum. Most of Ambazonian discussions end on WhatsApp forums. If you go on Twitter, ever since this thing came up, and Ilaria Ilagrozia, what she called, with all due respect, you know, she made a contrary tweet. I don't see any Ambazonian going back to make a reply, a genuine reply, to show, put a
she blocked me for my...
Yeah, how many of us are doing our work? How many of us are reporting? Because even if you speak to those humanitarian organizations on ground zero, the testimony that they will give you, the civilians, they will testify. But we know that these groups, some of these groups, Human Rights Watch, whatsoever, they are under the payroll. Because some of these atrocities that are committed by French Cameroon, they don't report it. Human Rights Watch will hardly write an article. But if anything happens, they are looking for every dynamics to put it there. And unfortunately, some of our own people we call the Ambazonians, they are feeding these organizations with all these negative stories against our struggle. I have been debating quite a lot with a few of them. I have seen that their stand is to rather destroy this revolution, but they will not succeed, because we know we are fighting a just cause, and we know what we are doing is genuine and right. So I will plead for Ambazonians, let us do our homework. Your homework is, if you don't have a Twitter account, sign on. It doesn't take 5 minutes for you to get a Twitter account. Some of these images, we need to spread them. If they cannot read from me, they can read from you. I don't know your contact. I don't know who you talk to at the international level. Talk to somebody. Tweet even a civilian. Tweet even a local man on the street. That is how we share the information. That is how we disseminate our information. We ask sympathy. People sympathize with us and they come to help us. That is what we do. If I cannot, if Donald Trump or Boris Johnson cannot read from my tweet, he can read from his citizen, a citizen of this country. That is how we do. If we don't do that, we will leave Human Rights Watch to keep giving false information and help delay this struggle. They will not destroy the struggle. They can only delay the struggle, because we must get the freedom that we all yearn for. Thank you.
Thank you. That is a great conclusion there. They can only delay. They can only delay the struggle. They cannot stop the struggle. Fellow Ambazonians, that is the way to go, and that is the way it is. We have gone too far to think that anybody can stop us. Not the Americans, not the Swiss, not La Republique, not anybody. If any country on this earth has fought and gained their freedom, we are bent on fighting and getting ours. We do that, and we have no choice. We call for your perseverance. Now, Besides the killing in Batibo, there was a killing, the official killing, the state-sanctioned killing within the confines of the Yaoundé, is it Central Hospital? I don't know what it is called. I'm talking about here about the case of our comrade in Kondenge. Our comrade in Kondenge, whose faces you can find on your screen there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at him lying in that hospital bed, chained. And look at him sitting on the right, a handsome young man who still had so many years to live, but La République du Cameroon cut short his life. Last week I came here and reported these images, this conduct by the French Cameroon army, and a few days after my report, he was died. I wouldn't say he was died. I wouldn't say he died. I would say he was killed. He was killed by the state of La République du Cameroon. I think his funeral is taking place sometime this week. But Bishop John, let me get back to you on this subject. It's a very, very painful death to imagine. And this is what many detainees in Kondenge, whether it be it central or principal prison, also in Boya, in Bamenda, this is what those detainees are going through. This is the one we know. Those who have died before him, we do not know. But we also know that Shufai Blaise has been in this condition. Thank God he didn't die. He survived it. Now, we have this current situation. I just don't know what to say, Bishop John. What are you thinking? And I will come to you, Chief Fombat. What is in your mind, sir, when you look at situations like this?
Secretary Chris, these things are not strange. We hear horrible stories coming out from Kondenge, from Bafoussam, from Boya, from Bamenda, from Douala, all over that they have Ambazonians in prison, illegal prison, political prisoners, people who were arrested for no just cause. You know, that's what La République has been doing. This is just one incident that we're able to see on video or picture. But there are many other incidents that we do not have record of or we do not see it. That's what La République is doing. First of all, the prison situation is horrible. Horrible. It is, in fact, La République has some of the worst prison in the world. There's no human right. And I don't know what the human rights organization, like the Human Rights Watch, you have never seen them any day. They report anything about the condition of which these our Ambazonian prisoners of war are being treated. I mean, political prisoners are being treated. You know, you don't see them go there and report about it, but people are dying. They are starving. They are sick. They are sleeping in a group of people on the same floor. The toilet condition, the bathing condition, very poor. It's just so terrible, Secretary Chris. The international community is seeing this. The International Committee of the Red Cross is seeing this. Human Rights Watch is seeing this. And all the Amnesty International, they know this, but they don't do anything. We don't hear anything. It looks like France has just bought his way out of the world and is protecting La République, and everybody is falling for it. But I want to tell you one thing, Secretary Chris, that when we have our country, when we will get to Boya, all these things will be on the table. We will judge all these people, and La République will pay. La République will pay for this torment, this suffering, this inhuman treatment that they are giving our citizens. They will pay for it. That's what I can tell you. I don't know how to describe it. That's not my area of expertise, Secretary Chris. They're just looking at it from a human point of view. It is horrible. It is beyond. It is beyond comprehension. The way these prisoners or these people they call prisoners are suffering in La République jail.
Fombat, please go ahead and give us your thoughts on this.
Yeah, Secretary Chris, things like this, they take my memories back. You know, during the prison strike in Kondenge, we can all remember how many of our people were killed there. We even saw images where they will be dumped somewhere like garbage and buried in mass graves. So these are some of the things Bagmori really pisses anyone who is an Ambazonian, any person who has that human feeling. Now, this is La Republic is used to this. If we talk about NGOs on the ground, those NGOs, they want to help. They can help, but the system is refusing them access to these facilities. They want to starve our people to death. They want our people to suffer of their different type of illnesses after undergoing serious torture in the underground dungeon. You know, if you look back, before even there is another comrade who passed away, about 2 of them who passed away in Boya prison. We have a pound for Emmanuel, and we also have a 19-year-old boy called Ku, who suffered from a kidney problem. And I got images where they were extracting water from his body. I got 2 containers of water, you know, brownish, colorish water on his body, put by his side, from his body, put by his side, you know, and he was refused medical attention. He was still locked up, and they gave him paracetamol, and they gave him, these people, they have no feeling. And you go to the international community, you will not hear anyone address this. Ilaria from the Human Rights Watch, she has not tweeted about this. They are not interested in this. This is how much we can see how evil some of these human rights organizations are, because they make a complaint, and I will bet you that each time I talk to the NGOs on the ground, I will have to emphasize, who do you send your reports to? Because if you don't know where these people are sending their reports, they might be sending the report and someone take the report and put it in the bin. Someone take the report and just put it in the trash. So there's something that the IG, the People's Interim Government, need to sit on. We need to know. The interim government need to find out where these NGOs are sending their reports so that we can follow up those reports. Because if you don't have a copy of those reports, there's nothing, we are left in the dark. We don't know what your reports are being made. We don't know who is handling those reports. So that if we have a copy of the reports, we can follow up to ensure that something is done. We respect the reports that have been tabled in front of them by those NGOs working on the ground. Because if we don't do this, if we don't step out like seriously, make these people understand, it's either they do it or they are not working in our territory, because we cannot be in the dark. Thank you, Secretary Chris.
Well, thank you, Chief Fombad. I hope that these organizations, they are listening to us, and when they go out putting out these reports, they know that there are intelligent people out here who see what they write and listen to what they say, how they skew the news to favor French Cameroon. We will continue to expose them and do whatever we can do, and we ask all Ambazonians to please do not relent. Get on Twitter. Get on Twitter and let Human Rights Watch hear from us. The clip I have just played of this humanitarian worker in Batabo, the pastor, let it get to Human Rights Watch official, not just Ilaria, because she will cover it up. It will not get anywhere. But if we can tweet that video to every Human Rights Watch office, they will hear our story, and they will know that their reporter, their field reporter, Ilaria, is twisting fact. Is twisting fact. We got to stand up and work. Twitter is good. Twitter is good because it gets to the right places we want the stories to get to. Now let's move to, before I let you guys go, ladies and gentlemen, and for those of you watching, I still have a very, very important monologue talking point that is coming up about Bernard Okalia's visit to Calabar in Nigeria. So please don't go away. I have a very, very strong message to send to Calabar and to Bernard Okalia and the refugees, our brothers and sisters who are languishing in refugee camps in Nigeria. So please that is still coming up. But before I get there, ladies and gentlemen, last week we learned of the meeting in Douala by some Cameroon bishops. I call them Cameroon bishops deliberately because they do not speak for Ambazonians, and they did not meet in Ambazonia. Some of them do not even live in Ambazonia, but they met in Douala. They met in Douala in a meeting with the UNDP, the United Nations Development Program. Now, for the record, let me put this out here. We have had a meeting, if not meetings, with United Nations Development Program officials on this question of reconstruction. They have now changed the word to call it recovery, which doesn't mean anything different from reconstruction. But we at the interim government, we have had meetings with the UNDP development program in Yaoundé. And we did not mince our words in telling them that it is wrong for any form of reconstruction to take place now in Ambazonia, why the killing goes on and why destruction goes on. Only last week we learned of the burning down of homes in Bafut, in Banga, Bakundu, and so on by French Cameroon soldiers. So we told the UNDP here at the interim government, we will not, this is exactly the way we put it, we told them we will not allow even a stone to be erected anywhere in Ambazonia during this time of conflict in the name of recovery or reconstruction. We made it plain and clear. We will not guarantee them security. We will not guarantee them protection. And if any NGO on the ground thinks they can work with the UNDP for some recovery, we say no, no to that. It appears that the UNDP did not take us seriously. Maybe now they are doing their consultation. Now this is what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bigger picture the way I look at it. Last year, yes, it was early last year, late last year, the United States Congress led by Karen Bass passed Resolution 358, in which they instructed French Cameroon to put together their chiefs, their community leaders, the chiefs, the bishops, the religious leaders, and have dialogue with these three segments of their society. What we see happening right now in La République is exactly the prescription given La République in that resolution 358. We see La République is talking to the chiefs, La République is talking to the community leaders, NGO leaders, La République is talking to the religious leaders, and now La République is also going down to the local level and talking to quarter heads and telling them how much they are going to pay for people who lost homes. How much they are going to pay for people who lost homes. In fact, I was told by one of them who confided in me that they have told him, they came to him and they told him, if you had a house and the house was covered with tash, you will be paid, it will be worth 1.5 million CFA. If you had a house that was roofed with a zinc, you will be paid 2.5 million CFA. That is what the UNDP guys and French Cameroon officials told this quarterhead in Bamenda. And they have met many of them. Now, the bishops are meeting with the UNDP. The bishops agree to support UNDP to go out and start reconstruction. The bishops seem not to be aware that the UNDP has been to the interim government and we said no. The UNDP has consulted with the US government and the US government said no. You all listen to Thibault Nage the other day making a mockery of any reconstruction exercise. The UNDP After we said no, change it from reconstruction to recovery. Now they went to the bishops. The bishops do not know that the UNDP is being sent by the La République du Cameroon government. When the UNDP came to us, to the interim government, we asked them, where is this money for reconstruction coming from? They told us plain and clear, French Cameroon is giving them the money for reconstruction. But ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. Where is this money for reconstruction coming from? From La République du Cameroon, they told us. And this is an international organization, United Nations Development Program. They want us, they want you and me to believe it's a neutral organization in as far as this war is concerned. But guess where they are taking their money for reconstruction? From the other party, from the other belligerent, from the aggressor to come and reconstruct in our territory. How can we allow that to happen? The bishops were not told this, what I'm telling you now. We have contacted some of them, and they have now said they did not know what we know. Number one, they did not know that the UNDP was coming from La République. Number two, they did not know the money for this so-called recovery is coming from La République. That UNDP is being sponsored by La République du Cameroon. And so the bishops, after listening to the UNDP, went out to endorse reconstruction, or they call it recovery. Now the next thing that UNDP want to do is the UNDP will get the bishops, the pastors, the imams, come and put money in their hands and say, go out to this community and build this house there, build that house there, build that other one there, construct the bridge there, construct the school there. That is what the UNDP wants to do, because they have said it that they are going to use NGOs for this recovery. They call it recovery. It is actually reconstruction, they mean to say. So ladies and gentlemen, last week I sent a message to all the bishops and the imams who were in that meeting. We think that this is the time that religious people, religious leaders stand behind the persecuted. In this case, the persecuted are all Ambazonians. There are hundreds of thousands of Ambazonians living on displaced settlements. Others in refugee camps. Others are still living in their homes. They no longer have a living. They have no salary. They have no earnings. And yet, La République is doing everything using the United Nations. The United Nations, and do not tell me the UNDP is a segment, or it's a part of the United Nations. The UNDP is a United Nation, and I must say the United Nations should be ashamed of itself for using one of its arms to side with the aggressor in this conflict, being La République du Cameroon. Let me repeat it again here, ladies and gentlemen. We will not allow a stone to be erected anywhere in Ambazonia by the UNDP. The UNDP official came here and was trying to tell us they need to respect humanitarian international law. Ladies and gentlemen, are we the victims supposed to be the only ones that should be respecting international humanitarian law? I prefer to be in jail than to allow you erect a stone anywhere in Ambazonia in the name of reconstruction. We will come after you if you erect a stone. Use any NGO, use any organization to erect a stone in the name of reconstruction, or buy a zinc or a bag of cement anywhere in Ambazonia in the name of reconstruction. I am really mad about this. Bishop John, I will allow you come in here to tell us what you have in your mind.
Yes, Secretary Chris, I want to go further to say that we are at war. The people who are constructing, doing building, they are enablers to La République, because they are the people that are bringing a sense of normalcy in Ambazonia and giving the international community as if things are normal. This interim government, I'm not a lawmaker, I'm not a restoration council, I'm not the president, but there should be no reconstruction or nobody carrying out buildings, because let me tell you how this thing is affecting our people. As they are doing buildings, they are bribing thieves, they are bribing some Ambazonia restoration fighters. Some of them are being corrupted by this because they are giving them money, 1 million, 2 million, just to be carrying on their building and create a sense of normalcy in Ambazonia, which is undermining our revolution. So to me, there should be no construction, no development going. People are dying. They are destroying villages and all that. And people are still selling land. People are still building houses. What are they building? You see, we should be able to stop this. I want to give this message to the Ambazonian people and those enablers and foreigners who are in Ambazonia coming out to make money, and they undermine our resolve for independence, and they go on carrying all these activities as if life is normal. I am telling you that, look, one day those buildings will go down. Those buildings will go down. Now, listen, Secretary Chris, every religious organization, every NGO, every civil society, every association that partners with UNDP to be doing recovery or whatever they call in Ambazonia, when our people are dying, when they are still burning our houses, when they are still raping our women, when they are still killing our babies, that person is an enabler of La Republique, and that person is automatically an enemy to this struggle. Anybody who works with UNDP to carry out any recovery, I don't care if you are a contractor, I don't care if you are Ambazonian, you are an enabler, and you are helping to slow down our struggle for independence. So this is what I have to say. So, Secretary Chris, I'm standing with you. No reconstruction, in fact, no development at all until we finish. And I have a message for everybody who have lost a house. Everybody who have lost house, let me tell you, Ambazonia is going to be the richest country in the world. We will reconstruct all your house. Don't be deceived by La Republique to go and take 1.5 million. What can 1.5 million do to you? You want to build a mud house? You want to build a thatch house? Ambazonia will rebuild all the homes that have been lost. There will be a program to restore all those things. So do not hurry up and go and take money from La Republique, and you are helping La Republique to tell the international community that life is normal. Life is not normal in Ambazonia. You should not help them to pass that message out. You will have a better house than the one that La Republique has burnt. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Fundraising, I will let you have the last word, please.
Yeah, thank you, Secretary Chris. One thing I want to assure Ambazonians, UNDP is just a non-starter. That is an NGO. They are after their own interests. They have been paid billions, maybe by France, maybe by those Western world, in collaboration with the United Nations. They do nothing organization, the UN. But one thing we want to be state here categorically clear to our people. First, I will pass a message to those French citizens, because I know that a lot of them will be employed or dragged into this scene to come and believe that they will end or they will make their living or their lives in Ambazonia in the course of this construction. They are coming into their grave. They are coming to a valley of no return. That message should be sent clear to them, because when we start it, the international community should not talk about human rights and stuff like that. We are pissed off. The second thing is, the worst category of these people are our own very people. The Ambazonian, especially those on the ground, who have seen a lot of bloodshed, who have seen a lot of atrocities committed on their own very children, and they want to indulge themselves into this illegal business of the so-called reconstruction. If we get anybody, I think I called last time on Mr. Nanchom's show, and I passed that same message. The same message that I'm passing live on TV. Let Ambazonians take note. If we get any person recruited under this project or working in collaboration with UNDP, be you a father, be you a reverend pastor, be you an imam, be you whatsoever you be you my own mother, I will give an order for the right thing to be done. Just you are considered like an enabler because you are trying to send a contrary message to the international community that life is normal, that President Mr. Paul Biya is doing all his best to solve the problem. But you know the truth, and we will not blink in what I'm saying. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Fombet. Thank you, Bishop John, for showing up on the ABC today. I will let you go, and ladies and gentlemen, I have a very
important. Chris, let me
yes, sir.
Say something before.
Yes, please go on, Chief Fombet.
I just want to take this opportunity on ABC TV to tell Ambazonians, especially those of us in the United Kingdom, that we'll be organizing something on the 1st of October. We'll be doing a River Thames walk in honor of our heroes and heroines on Ground Zero. So this is, I think we still have a month and something to go. So our people should know that they should get ready for the 1st of October, which is our Independence Day. So Ambazonians in the United Kingdom, everywhere, even those in Europe who can join us on that day, we want to do a River Thames walk. In honor of this day and in respect to our heroes that are defending territory on the ground. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief Fombet. I hope that every country head or regional coordinator will organize something for October 1st. We know Ground Zero is preparing seriously for that. I think the diaspora, unfortunately, maybe a working day here in the diaspora. I don't know precisely what that day is, but unfortunately, maybe a working day here, and people who may love to go out may not be able to do that. But thank you, Chief Fombet. Thank you, Bishop John. Bishop John, go on, please. Yes.
I have one announcement to make and just an advice to all Ambazonians on Ground Zero. Please, if somebody called you, or somebody arrest your family member and then they want money, or somebody take your property and asking you that they want money, do not rush to conclusion that it is Ambazonia Restoration Fighter or Forces. The Ambazonia Restoration Forces will arrest somebody for a reason. And when they arrest you, they will investigate, they will question you to get the facts. And if you are guilty, they will find you. You just saw on TV what those warriors in Victoria are doing. That's how Ambazonia people, they treat criminals or people who are breaking the law. Now, but if somebody call you and stimulate you money, don't rush and go and give them money. Now listen, you should call your local government, call the intern government and report these incidents. Let us work with you to get back your property, to get back your people. If you go and give them money, and then you are helping them to continue to do that crime. So stop giving them money. Now, there are some people who have gone and given them money, and they release their person, then they go back and give a second money. When they have finished everything, then they start come and they are blaming the Ambazonia Restoration Forces. It is not good. When you give a criminal money, you are encouraging that criminal to continue to be extorting money, and they will keep coming back to you. So I am advising the Ambazonia people that please, when somebody call you or send you a text on the phone, don't yield to it. Know that it is La Republic who are doing it. La Republic forces are very hungry. They don't have food. That's the means they are using to get money now. Some of them are thieves. Some of them are thieves, warlords, and thieves that are using the revolution to make money. So don't quickly say that it's Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Help us to help you. And don't say, oh, if I don't do it, my family member is going to die. Do you know how many families that La Republic have killed? Please, if they have taken your family member, help us, let us work with your family member to save many lives that those same people will terrorize. If you hurriedly go behind and pay the money and they free your family member, they will still do it again to another family, and it will not help us to stop the problem. So we are pleading with you that please work with your local government. Very soon, as of in about 2 weeks' time, you will have all the emergency numbers for every local government where you will be able to call when you have such incident, or you text a message. When you see that, you just text a message. And our restoration forces and the local government people, they will be involved, and we want to stop this criminal act of kidnapping and ransom taking and all this extortion committed by thieves and La Republic in Ambazonia. So join us when you see something, say something. Please, we are here to work with you, and let's together help Ambazonia, and let's together rid Ambazonia of these illegal crimes. Thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you, Bishop John and Chief Fombat, for coming up to be part of the broadcast. Thank you for your time. You have a great day, sirs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will now take you to my talking points on this colonial governor's visit to Calabar in Nigeria. Precisely, we have learned to visit with Ambazonian refugees in that country. Precisely, they called it, is it Ogudu Ranch or something like that? We understand that Okalia is going there. They actually had a preparatory meeting. They had a preparatory meeting to with the governor of Calabar, and to prepare for the visit of Okalia to Calabar. Now, this is the message that we have for the refugees, our refugees in Calabar particularly. Now, you must never forget, Okalia is the man who called us dogs. You must never forget, Okalia is one of those who referred to us as 2 cubes of sugar. We must never forget, Okalia is the one who also called us Biafrans. And now he is going to the land of the Biafrans to visit the Biafrans and to visit the dogs, isn't it? How can we open our arms and welcome him? And by the way, this is the message that Okalia is taking to the governor of Calabar. The message is that things are getting back to normality on ground zero. They are starting reconstruction so people can go back into their homes. Schools are soon going back, and so they will then ask the governor of Calabar to make sure that they withdraw every form of support that they have been giving our refugees. This is the message that Bernard Okalia Bilai is taking to the governor of Calabar. So you will not be surprised that after the visit, forget about Nigeria renewing their asylum status or refugee status for the next 2 years. Forget about that. This is what will happen after Bernard Okalia leaves. If he succeeds in this mission, very soon, and very, very soon, you will hear the announcement coming from the state house in Calabar, from the governor saying, okay, they are putting together a package for all the refugees, Ambazonian refugees, to take back home, for those of them who want to go back home. Now, you realize that if some are going back home, others would want to go, would want to benefit from the package from the governor, and go back home. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are saying this to our refugees. Number one, what Okalia is trying to do is to do photo-ops for the international media and for the international community. The visit is meant to send a message to the international community that things are returning to normal in Ambazonia, and now refugees in Nigeria are preparing to come back home. We are reconstructing their homes, we are reconstructing their schools, we are reconstructing their roads, they are refixing everything. This is the message you will hear from Bernard Okalia as he comes to Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very important. Very, very important that we note this. This gentleman you see on your screen is a chameleon. And he is an agent of La Republique, ladies and gentlemen. Let me remind you, every refugee out there, a few months ago, I think it was early in the year, we saw a number of our refugees taken from supposedly refugees. We're not sure they were even refugees, led by the so-called Dr. Felio and others, received at the airport. I think that was in Yaoundé. They were told that they will be resettled. We have also seen La République pick up or ask some of our gullible, naive restoration forces to surrender to them, to the DDR camps. All these people have surrendered. They promised them heaven on earth. Yes, these guys were promised heaven on earth. Failure in Congo and the team were promised heaven on earth. If there is any heaven on earth, maybe it's always being led by Failure in Congo. And who were those? Eli Smith, who made up that team to Nigeria. But the people, the refugees, they said they took back to La République. What can they show, ladies and gentlemen? What can those refugees that were taken back and landed in Yaoundé in front of cameras, what can they show for going back into that country? They have nothing to show. They have no homes. So even some of them who came on camera after to testify that they were bribed to go back home, they have not received a bribe. They have still no homes to live in. They have nothing to show for going back, leaving those refugee camps and going back to Ambazonia or to La République. So we are saying to our refugees, our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers who are struggling and suffering in Nigeria, you leave your refugee settlements in Nigeria and go back to Cameroon under the instruction of Bernard Okalia, you are going to encounter the worst of suffering. The worst of suffering in that country. Once you arrive there, they will give you 1 million CFA, even that is supposing it's even up to that amount. They will give you 1 million and leave you to faint and to die on your own. We are asking every Ambazonian refugee in Nigeria not to show up for any meeting, no rally with Bernard Okalia. And I will say this, if it is possible, stone him, stone Bernard Okalia. Do not, if you have to go out, you should go out for one reason, to stone him, to stone Bernard Okalia. It is not a crime, because he cannot call you dogs and come back to visit dogs. He doesn't call you Biafra and come to Biafra land to visit you as a mockery. Please, if you have your way, for any reason you should step out to visit, to welcome Okalia, should be to stone him. Stone him. That is the way to go. Let's send a message to La République. Let those cameras pick the stones going after him. Let LABLM repeat itself. If Bernard Okalia should show up in any refugee settlement in Calabar, let him be welcomed with spears and stones. If possible, let him not go back in the alive. He should go back in the casket. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is a demon, and we must tell him we know him and we know what he is. All right, I hope that you heard me, and the interim government is aware of this visit, and we are doing everything to speak to the governor of Calabar, and we will do it. We will do it. No refugee should step out to welcome Bernard Okalia any day, any day. Anybody showing up in the camp, in that delegation, should be stoned. I can't say this enough. Please, this is the way to go. All right, I will end it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. I will open the phone lines for a few phone calls before I go. So please, before you call, make sure your television, the volume of your television is tuned down before you call, because I will only pick up calls that do not have an echo. I don't have time to wait until you run and turn down the volume of your set. So before you call, make sure that the volume of your set is turned down. Make sure the volume of your set is tuned down. I think I got the first caller already. All right. Let me see who is on the line. Ground Zero. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Secretary Chris, good evening.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
I'm calling from Mezam County.
Mezam County. Thanks for calling. What is your contribution, sir?
Okay, my contribution is about the contraband goods like the brasseries.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What I want to say about the contraband is this: here in Bamenda, they should not blame the traders. They should not blame those who are selling. They should rather blame the restoration fighters. They are the one taking money from them, and then when they take money from them, they come and then they sell. When we go now, those that could not have money, they will not be able to sell. Those that have money, they sell. Then most of them, we do protect them to sell. That is why you see, if you see Santa is doing it, just because they are angry. Because those in Bamenda Mezam Center, they take money. Then those are the suburbs to suffer because they don't take money. So that is the reason why you see all these things are happening. If the restoration forces can stop these things stop their brothers from not taking money, all these things will not happen the way it is happening. These things will not go right down to the villages. If you see this thing have long stopped, but today it is still back, I will say they should stop. The restoration forces should not be taking money to the brotherhood or rather to the sellers. That is what I do. I have been a seller too in that piece of town.
All right. Thank you very much. That is some very, very vital information. We will have the restoration forces police themselves, and anybody amongst them who is doing so will be arrested. Thank you for the call. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have the phone number on your screen. Go ahead and call, but before you call, make sure that the volume of your set is turned down before you call. So please go ahead, make your phone call. Okay. Hello, sir.
Yes, Secretary, this is Pastor Victor calling from Houston.
Oh, thanks for calling, sir. What is in your mind?
Yes, I want to talk about the issue of the clergy and the malams and whoever that had a meeting, and they are now claiming that they did not know the agenda of that meeting. I want to say that if the bishops and the pastors of the various missions back home really want to tell us and want us to believe them that they did not know the agenda of the meeting with the UNDP, they should go out and send a disclaimer that was not what was discussed in that meeting, and that the newspapers and the propaganda that is being done by the Republic is false. Reconstruction was not the agenda of their discussion. That is the only thing that can tell the Amazonian people that indeed they were ignorant, without which we would think that what the newspaper are reporting is true. So if they can tell us that it was not true, that is what they discussed, let them send a public disclaimer. Let them send a communique to the public to know that was a false information the newspaper sent out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think that you make a very, very vital point there, sir, and I will emphasize on that message. The bishops and the imams are saying they did not know that the UNDP was representing La République du Cameroon, that they did not know the money for this so-called recovery was coming from La République du Cameroon. If these bishops are really honest, if you are honest, sirs, we expect you to then write a correction, write a rejoinder to the effect that They lied to you. That UNDP lied to you. We expect to hear that from you. All those bishops who were in that meeting. Thank you for the call. All right, let's get to the next caller here. Hello, sir. Hello. I have asked that before you call, make sure the volume of your TV is shut down. I won't pick any call with the TV turned on, please. All right. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. I will say good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Good evening, Sister Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling.
Hello? Yes, your network is very bad, sir. I can hardly hear you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bamenda, the northern zone.
Okay, thanks for the call. And what is your message? That's a poor network there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get to the next caller. Hello?
Hello. Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling in from, please?
Yeah, I'm calling in from Djibouti.
Are you using a speaker phone? Can you turn off your speaker phone and speak directly into the phone because your voice is very shallow?
Yeah, you hear me now? Is it audible enough?
That's a little better, yes. You are calling in from where, Djibouti?
Djibouti.
Djibouti, oh, okay. Are you Ambazonian, sir?
Yeah, I'm Ambazonian, but I'm visiting for some other purpose.
Oh, okay. What is your...
Yeah. Mike, I just have two contributions to make. There is this proposal from UN,
okay,
our comrade UN, about Ambazonians drafting for the refugees, because I think one of the reasons that Kola Bilai is trying to go to our refugees is because probably he thinks the refugees don't have enough or whatever political reason he wants to see them. And I think we should keep our refugees motivated by drafting for them as well. So we should plan a draft after the ABC draft for the refugees too.
Thank you. That will definitely be done. That will definitely be done. But I want to assure Bernard Okalia that our refugees are not that naive to rush to him at the presentation of a piece of bread. Our refugees are much more intelligent and smart to know what he is up to. They will not take a sardine or a piece of bread from him. They will not. And I can assure you guys out there, we will raise funds for refugees in Nigeria after ABC's Amber Drive. That will be done. You can rest assured. Ambazonians are the ones calling for this, and they are the ones who have the money that I can believe they will give. Thank you for the call, sir. Okay, who is next here? Let me see who else is calling. Hello? Hello? That's a poor, bad connection there. Let's see who next. Okay, hello? Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good evening. It's Gabonese speaking.
Hello, Gabonese. How are you doing today, sir?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing right. Comrade Chris, how are you also?
Good. What is happening there in your domain?
Yeah, I want to thank Comrade Fombard, our defense coordinator, and I want to thank Bishop John, the Chief of Security Intelligence in Ambazonia. Yeah, I just want to inform the Ambazonian people about the scandal that Eric Tato was saying on. Hello?
Yes, I'm getting you. Go on.
Yeah, I'm coming clearly to tell Amazonian people about the scandal of Eric Tato, claiming that mountain lions arrested the brother of His Excellency Dr. Samuel Sako Ekome. So I hope that they heard my audio that it was fake, and those are the enablers trying to disrupt the revolution. That people should not go on their platform to listen to them because they are against those who are genuine in the revolution.
Okay, thank you. That is very, very important. And I will add, ladies and gentlemen, I know that many of you expected me to come out and say something about that. Listen, we here really believe you are smart enough to know what is true and what not is true, especially when it is coming from certain quarters that you never expect truth to come out from. Don't expect me to come out here wasting your time to talk about, oh, it wasn't true, or it is true. I don't even know why people keep on still going to listen to a non-entity and irrelevant as this baby activist is. I don't know why people waste time to go listen to him. Ladies and gentlemen, do not expect me coming out here to debunk anything coming from such irrelevant people. I will not do that. That's why I didn't say anything about it. All right, let me get the next caller here. Okay. All right, missing the calls there. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Secretary, please.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you raise your voice a little bit, please?
Yeah, you were talking about the Brazilian since July that have been stocking their center in Fiango Kuma.
Okay.
With their browns.
We are very much.
You know, 5 o'clock came in.
Yes, go on.
You talk about 5 o'clock came in today, but since July they have stocked their center in Fiango have been stocked, and they're trying to use army to force the bar sellers to buy the drinks.
Well, they can use the army to force the drinks into Kumba. But let's see if they will use that same army to force every bar and every of an unlicensed to sell those drinks. Let's see. Go on, sir.
Already a rumor go around that they are poisoning the drinks to come and kill us. That each person who drinks it will die gradually. There's a rumor already go around intoxicating their business.
Well, it wouldn't be a surprise to us because we don't know why anybody will be using armies to force drinks upon people. I mean, in that country, you don't have only brasseries producing drinks. There are other companies. So why must they only use soldiers to force brasseries products on people? So again, listen to me, that will fail. They can load everything in their depot in Kumba. When our boys get there in that depot in Kumba, what happened in the Kumba market yesterday will happen in that depot. Let's see which army will confront our boys. Thank you for the call, sir. All right. Okay, let me get the next caller here. Ground zero. All right. Hello, sir. Sir, I can hear you. Can you raise your voice or get closer to your phone?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. That's taken care of. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you very much for what you are doing for this revolution.
Thank you.
Good evening. Yes.
Where are you calling from, please?
I want to comment on two aspects.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bamenda.
From Bamenda, okay.
Bamenda, Northern Zone.
All right, go on, please.
I want to comment on two aspects.
Okay.
The episode with the bishops, the so-called men of God, and Okola Bilai's visit to Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
The first issue is concerning those bishops. Let them tell that story to the fellows that they do not know the agenda of UNDP, because they know it from the beginning of this revolution. These so-called men of God who are actually Pharisees, hungry, opportunistic Pharisees, have been looking for a means to benefit from this revolution. They know exactly what, and they come over here and try to convince their congregation to accept the agenda of this the UNDP a la Republic. That is not going to work. These people should be dealt with for what they are. These people, these Pharisees, these hypocrites, they have no bearing with what the people to be preaching Christianity. They are hungrier. They are more desperate for financial gain than even those soldiers. So they should not tell us that. Like somebody said at the beginning, they should come out with a disclaimer and apologize and tell the world that they are backtracking from the statement that they make, that they are supporting that rubbish called Reconstruction. Yes, they must do that. Even babies know the agenda of the UNDP. How could they not know?
Okay, what is the next point? What is the next point, sir?
The next point is that those refugees our refugees should be prepared in a way that when Okala Bilai comes there, he will regret ever going there. It's as simple as that. Yes, he should be treated like the criminal he is, like the guy he is. That is how things should be done henceforth. Yes, that's how things should be done.
All right. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank you. I believe the refugees have heard us, and they will do their best to send a message to Okalia and to La Republique that they are not going to be slaves a second time. Let me see I can get a few more calls before I go. All right. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, please.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling from, please?
I'm calling from La Republique.
You're calling from La Republique, okay? And what is your contribution?
Yeah, my contribution, I want to talk now about our fighters and where the Bondi Brasseries member.
Okay.
So, yeah, since they start so, maybe they take another strategy again, because when these people, they transport their drinks now for small motor, like we them go they hide now inside that motor for get them. So me they give warning for any man say me they no one see any motor where he carry drink me any man here. Then if they see him now, they begin shoot from afar, because that people then go use the tactics now enter that motor them for surprise or fighters. So make they be very, very vigilant now, because we don't see a situation them for Kumbu where taxi the pass now so then they turn back, like say now the driver way pass when I immediately don't already take the taxi inside come back or come to avoid them. So make they be very vigilant. Thank you, Gentina. My only contribution that I get for this.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you. I believe they are intelligent enough to know that the French Cameroon army can always hide in there. All right, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. May I know where you're calling in from, please?
Good evening. I'm calling from Congo Brazzaville.
Congo Brazzaville. Wow. How are you doing today, sir?
Okay, thank you. I've been watching. You know, I always watch my favorite channel on the ABC.
Absolutely.
So I want to.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you. What is the channel number for ABC there in Congo Brazzaville?
It's channel number two.
Oh, number 2.
Yes.
That is interesting. Wonderful. All right. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I want to respond on 2 aspects. The visit of this blood sucker to Nigeria, and then the meeting with the so-called men of God in La Republique.
Okay.
I don't understand these people. How stupid are they? how did these refugees find themselves where they are in Nigeria? Is it not this same devil who sent them away, calling them dogs?
Of course.
Biafrans? And then today want to carry his big head and go there. Okay, our people are not fools. They will give him a welcome. They will welcome him in the way that he will be coming back with tears. So
I hope
concerning
so.
the meeting concerning the meeting in Douala, all these so-called men of God, imams, bishops, and so on, they are all enablers. They are out for money. They knew. If not, let them come out and disclaim the outcome of the meeting.
Right.
They should come out and tell Ambazonians, we did not know. So what you are saying on the newspapers, it is not true. We did not endorse it. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. I hope they are listening to us, and I hope they do exactly what Ambazonians like you want them to do. Let them come out with a disclaimer and tell Ambazonians they were fooled. Okay. Hello, sir. Hello. Okay. When you call, make sure that your television volume is turned down, else I can't take your call. All right. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. May I know where you are calling from, please?
I'm calling from the United Kingdom.
Okay. Thanks for the call. And what is your contribution?
My contribution is about the refugees in Nigeria.
Okay.
What I would like them to know is that the visit of the governor, sorry, I think it has been planned before because Congo failure, I know he is in Calabar and some few others. But what they should do, they shouldn't even make an attempt to go wherever he will be. Because if he will be in and they get into that hall, they might be locked up there and kidnapped to come to La Republic. They should take note of that. La Republic is capable of doing anything.
Absolutely.
That's my contribution.
Absolutely. We are very conversant of that, but again, I don't think our brothers and sisters in those refugee camps are that naive or gullible, and there is absolutely no reason they should show up in any meeting with Okalia Bilai. Absolutely no reason. The only thing they should do is stone him. Let him go back in a casket, or at least with some wounds on his body. Thank you for the call. All right. Okay, I will take the last caller here, and we will call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, sir.
Good evening, our great activist, Chris Ano.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
I'm calling from Morocco.
From Morocco. Wonderful. So, what is in your mind, sir?
Yeah, so first of all, I will talk for normal pidgin for our language.
No problem. Go on.
Normal language pidgin, so that any way understand, I may understand.
Okay.
So I just get some few issues then, like three, I guess on three issues for try for game. The first one now about Yawusa. The first one about Yawusa. No, I know Vesa. I don't bring the issue now because.
About the first one is about what? Yawusa?
About Yawusa, yes, Yawusa tribe.
Okay.
You know, this our fight is not about tribe. It's about ourselves, our generation to come, our future. Because they don't overturn we, la repeat don't overturn we, la repeat don't over suffer we, don't over torture we. Now why I don't say enough is enough. And we too will not go be for this side. All we will come out. Me I be buying a picking, but now stroke. Yawusa now what are the big issue? Because I don't hear some message from the reliable sources say after this struggle, they have to drive Yausa people out of the land. Now what I don't bring, I say, well, I don't get the opportunity. I say, I don't meet up online. We did for this program. I just say, no matter try for you because now only una fit talk with our boys.
Okay.
Last week, my brother don't come off for go. My brother don't come off for go our village. At the Bole, Piki don't come off for go Bole. Boys, our boys, restoration forces, where they say that them they control Bole Road. They attack it. Since all the petrol where don't suffer go buy and for Nigeria, for say me it's time for turn the life. Then she's a. He come back, he don't quiet. This struggle, this so already been a which way. Oh, we really suffer. We don't lost our parents, but at least small you don't go gather for Nigeria. We say most time for turn on. There is see. Maybe. And then the second point I wait. The second one now about our boys. Make them be very careful for stand up for road for control motor because the Republic they not them too. They enter. Close them. They say they go farm, go collars for everything. They say they go farm, only for simple our boys every day. May they not give confidence for anybody where they don't know. Anybody where they see them, even inside bush, may they arrest it because na la Republic agent. May they not leave skin because the la Republic now they use many strategy. They use Okada, they use taxi, they use box, they use all kinds of way where they know say no, they don't be suspicious. They try for penetrate inside our boys. I made them be very, very careful.
Okay, what is your third point?
Yeah, La Republic, they lost the fight. They don't lost the fight completely. They don't get no notice. They find a means and now for just key, they really fight as them. I beg, more be very careful. And then we were they made a stuff with them bright.
All right, what is your third point? What is your third point?
Yeah, and then the third point, our top point now about our NGO there, our government council there. I beg at the beg una try to get solidarity only between una. I beg una try for join hand because if una be divided, we no go be fine at all. I don't see some posts where I don't post for me for the timeline about Abdul Karim saying a black leg. Other one they no go fine. More try for be together. More forget our differences. We don't over suffer. See,
all right.
I right from Morocco. I not be a Morocco now because I like, but because I need for run for life. But when I try for don't do, when I try for check on ourselves, now put ourselves together. When I forget on our differences after.
All right, thank you. Time is up. Time is up against me. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it, and I hope so our restoration forces they were able to. Some of them were able to hear you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Try to put discipline for this.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, all right, that was it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the last caller that we could take. We know people are still trying to call, but it's been a long day. I want to thank you for tuning in, and by God's grace, we'll keep coming to you every week to update you with what goes on Ground Zero. As we go, please remember ABC drive coming up at the end of the month, but you don't have to wait to the end of the month to go on and draft or donate for ABC. You can log on to the website www.abcambertv.org, click on the donation button and put in your donation. Again, the draft proper is coming up on the August 30th, Sunday, August 30th. Thank you so much for tuning in, and God bless you all. I will see you again. Good night.
Mwende mabonde, mwende mabonde, mwende mabonde, Mbige mwanda mabonde. Mwanda mabonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Bonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Mwanda mabonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Oh, mbige mwanda mabonde. Oh, mwanda mabonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Mwanda mabonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Mwanda mabonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Mbige mwanda mabonde. Oh, mbige mwanda mabonde. Mwanda mabonde. Mwanda mabonde. Mwanda mabonde. Ah! God bless you, Papa. No one has stayed strong. And all the leaders of the embassy are going to get for prison. Let us do them up. We don't go tire. For some years we talk about Korea. But now with the push, once to that foot of the mountain, or in the White House, the presidency for Sergeant Tabarone. We need some focus. All the leaders they made a focus. No one I know people they want to don't bring me for back. When they want to before, we know they want to back. Wanda mabonde, wanda mabonde, wanda mabonde, wanda mabonde, freedom, wanda mabonde, wanda mabonde, oh, wanda mabonde. My Lord Jesus is so good. Oh, my Lord Jesus is so good. Hey! Yes. May God bless you. Mama Arinda. Oh, when I stand strong. May God bless you. We are in the world. Even as we represent the challenges, some people when they find me, when I put them myself, no more focus. Auntie, I'm not going to be free. This is the team of them. Hey, I know they look like you for them. All my brothers, all my commanders, You can't enjoy the sun and pray. Go up your declare for way. Looking for focus. Come to Morisco, they say that just a go. Hey! So that one person who will there for talk. And that one must be there. We go in there. We go in there. If you believe with me, say God will open that door and for that place when I will come out. Now see my son. Come back in the top.